My first point, the neocolonization causes constant war and conflict. I'll give an example of Ethiopia, which are ruled by USA. But the USA used these people known as rebels to fight these Ethiopians because they do not want the USA people to rule them. They are using force over them. And the France also, they control Chad by force. They are using force to control Chad. And political disruption. My second point, education system. This neocolonialism, they have brought education, like for example the CBC. We can learn without this CBC. We were learning without CBC. You are seeing your child 5 years carrying a wheelbarrow. A wheelbarrow carrying stones to build a house. Sometimes she's coming home just for clothes to go with them to school to do what? What? Because as we are learning CBC, we can learn without this CBC and we can progress. Thank you.
Fact is what we need. I, Michelle Jockey from the Blue House, I'm here to oppose the motion. To propose the motion, sorry. Okay. And to the first speaker, you said about we depend to the other countries, we should be independent. This is one thing that's bringing us down. Why don't we just accept the fact that we don't have and seek the other so that even us we could be developed and reach the status that they are, rather than saying us to depend on ourselves and we lack the materials to do that. How do you want us to grow to reach the level that they are and we lack the materials to do it? Also, you stated that our country or other countries' money, which is so the money level is at a high rank. As for me, I believe no industry, no business can go on without loans. Even in our own country, we have businessmen. Go and look the most famous businesses. They don't lack loans. We owe them. Let's take the machines. We come here, we work, we produce more, we pay them, and we make our country reach at a high level. Also, the second speaker, you said that the Westerns, they're just like us. Yeah, they're just like us, but let's accept the situation that we are. Let's us accept the fact of what we are and invent on the machines and the knowledge that they have so that we can go to that level that they are. And to my point, I want to talk about economy. In our economy, let's say for example, industries. We have been provided machines, and these machines fastens our speed in production of our goods. And this has also led to saving of money, because remember the work that the machines they are doing, if they could not be there, it's human labor which could be applied. Now, human labor is so expensive, because one machine can do a work which 20 people could do it. Now, one machine will take the work of the 20 people which could the labor could have done it. Now, these labor people, they require money to be paid. But if we use machines, the money will be saved and being used to other productive things. Also, under this economy, we also have marketing. The Western countries help us to market our goods by the good relationship we have together. If we could have not had a good relationship with them, we could not have been marketing our goods outside the country, just be marketing here. But by the help of marketing, we are able to market our goods to them, and then we earn money, and that money we can use to do other productivity. And then it has also helped in irrigation systems. It has enabled them to
According to Wikipedia, neo-colonization is same as neo-Marxism about oppress and oppressor narrative. I go by the name Nyambura Masi, opposing the motion that states neo-colonization has both merits and demerits with regards to development in developing countries. First, I would like to correct the second speaker who had just talked about the SGR. Let me tell you something. When you talk about the SGR, yes, it is helping in transport. But remember, we had the Chinese who helped us in building the SGR and the railways. We still owe them money. So what the government will do is that they will raise the tax. They will raise the tax money, and also when they raise the tax money, the Chinese is gaining profit, because as we pay them the tax, we will also have to add interest, and will be the one who are hurting here because the tax has been raised. And the third speaker who said to accept the fact that if we can't and we need people outside there to help us, we're not denying that we need help. But remember, too much of something is poisonous. So as we are continuing to depend on them, remember that it should have a limit, because one who feeds you controls you, and that will go to an extent that they will want to control everybody here in Kenya. And you also talked about the machine. Let me tell you something. Yes, the machine can work what 20 people can do at a time. We are not denying that, but also remember that the more we depend on this machine, it will lead to unemployment, because we will be depending on the machines and not as human beings. On to my first point. This neo-colonization, it has led to loss of culture and identity. Let me give you an example of Barack Obama. In the year 2015, Barack Obama said, and he gave a speech and said that we should give the gays and the lesbian a right to be with each other, of which we know that it should not be accepted in the society. We are not judging them, but it is not a good thing to do. So that is what Barack Obama said, and we cannot go by that. Number two, we are enforcement. The Chinese are forcing us to do things that we can, but they want to show us that they are more capable than us. What do I mean? Let's take an example of the coronavirus vaccine. We have engineers, we have teachers, we have doctors, we have scientists. Why can't they just come together and put their heads together to come up with a vaccine that we ourselves Kenyans made, rather than depending on the Chinese vaccine? And political distraction, where developed countries impose the other developing countries. An example, France wants to control Chad because it knows that it has more power than Chad. That is not a good thing to do. Just because something else, you are above something, that does not give you the right to take control over the other country. You should also think about the people who are living there, their culture, their religion. You just don't go somewhere and you start to rule them. Even when someone comes in your own house, you are the owner. You are the owner, and you should make rules for yourself and not other people.
Sometimes I say it's better to act as a foolish so that you can get to the level that you want to. Our points were growth of economy development, education, advance to technology. Let me answer the question that the third opposers asked, the SGR, that higher tax are set. Okay, I agree, higher tax are set, but let's look on the other side. It saves money. People they use, as my other component has said, used to transport by road. It costs them dearly. But now you have the SGR. How much money are they saving? Also, in transporting of goods, it's also reduced the cost on the road. So I think it's fair because the tax could have paid the cost on the road. And also you say we should develop on our own because this is our country. Understand this, we are developing, we are not developed. And I want to say this, let us just agree that we are developing and let the developed country help us. Thank you.
Yes, we act as foolish, but foolish don't stay foolish forever. You die while you have achieved something. Our points: economic dependency syndrome, heavy taxation, education system, loss of culture and identity, forced to buy products, exploitation of resources, cause constant wars and conflict. These people who are ruling us, they think they have power over us. Let's take an example. How many men, not just men, old men, have you seen them with our young women? They are using them. They have married, but they have come here. So because they are seeing us as foolish, we depend on them. So they have come here to show us that the way we depend on them, they also want to be paid back. And depend, you have talked about roads, machines. Those things lead to laziness. And a lazy country will never achieve. If you want to be wonderful people, make your place wonderful.